I was exposed to different religions too. Like
Hmm.
I tried some out or read some different books, but and I thought like all had some good stuff to them, but there
Hmm.
wasn't something. I always noticed there was something wrong with them too.
Hmm.
Like at some points, like stuff that makes sense. So I'm like, I like to pick some stuff that worked for me, but I like I couldn't just be one thing or the other, like just solely based on religion. So it sounds like you kind of found that out too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was exactly how it happened. And it was just, just being curious, I would say, because I really wanted to belong to something. I loved just kind of like the regimented lifestyle that my dad had, like being a military man his whole life. You got to get up at a certain time, you got to do all of these things. But for me, I've always been the free spirit of the family. I've been the one to just go off and do what feels good. So I'm very much a feeling based person, and I just realized that it wasn't going to work for me. But how could I incorporate that in my life, and be by just being curious and going out and exploring different avenues. It was just kind of like, wow, this is very interesting. And then, when I tell you, the great thing about curiosity is when you really open yourself to a specific thing, all of a sudden different opportunities come your way. And that was really what I was exposed to. So I actually got to see many, many different perspectives. And a lot of them, it was beautiful, and I was happy that it was working for those people. But I did also see where a lot of the religion didn't really tie in the psychology. And a lot of people were going out on Friday and Saturday nights and getting fucked up, and then going to church on Sunday, or and it was just like there was a huge disconnect from how you're treating your body temple and what it is that you're really bringing out into the world. And you go repent on Sunday, and it's just like that never made sense to me. And I was always one to ask questions. And I found that when I was younger, it was more like, don't you ask these questions, but out of curiosity, I need to know.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like there was a dissonance between like what people they weren't practicing what they were preaching, you know. It
Yeah.
was like and it seemed kind of odd, and that's what I was desiring, something where you're walking the walk, not just telling people what to do. So
Hmm.
it and that seems like the purpose of the spiritual path is to do something that makes you a better person and hopefully inspire others along the way so you can show people a better way of living in this, as you mentioned, this crazy system that really isn't suited to sensitive human beings.